only on the Nintendo Entertainment System. Now you're playing with power.
Hey folks, Crazy Clamor 80 here again. And this time we're going to look at game number 7 in our 20 from the Nintendo Entertainment System series. This was originally an arcade release by Tecmo in 1988. And they did a home version that was completely different. And this was released in the US in 1989. And this is Ninja Gaiden by Tecmo. Maybe in Japan in 1988, but in the US in 1989. And there's a screenshot of the arcade original, and the arcade original was a beat-em-up that was also called, I think, Shadow Warriors. But this version is totally different. This is a platform hack-and-slash adventure game. But something new, totally new that they did with this game that was pretty much mostly unseen on the Nintendo was these intricate anime-styled cutscenes, and we would see that a lot throughout this game. And it starts out with a guy fighting another ninja and falling, and it's assumed that the guy died, and that is the father of the protagonist of this game, and the protagonist of this game is a ninja by the name of Ryu Hayabusa. And it really goes into detail about the story. And it was really, really impressive for its time. Something else that is impressive about this game is the level of difficulty. Good night, this game is tough at times. Something you have to remember about this game is do not move forward too quickly. Even though you are timed, make sure that the way is clear before you jump forward. But you are furnished with a sword, and you can slash various things to release helpful items or weapons. Now, there are various enemies throughout the stages. Some of them will be fast, some of them will shoot at you. You hit any enemy and you get bumped backwards. Or depending on which way the enemy is moving, you might get bumped forwards. And Ryu Hayabusa has the ability to stick to walls. And by holding down the jump button, he can rock away from that wall. And he might rock back towards a platform or something to stick to. And he might be able to go back and forth, and then finally find a purchase of land. These were just unprecedented things at the time. It was really darn cool. And the music by Tecmo is very, very impressive. Now note that the weapon that I picked up is this blue little slash. This is the most useful weapon in the game if you can hang on to it as long as possible. It makes boss fights insanely easy. And this guy has an axe. And see, I was able to whittle most of his energy down just by holding the attack button while jumping in the air over his head. Wasn't that easy? Unfortunately, after you beat a boss, you will no longer have that, and you'll have to find it again. And that is not going to be on every stage. And now we see, excuse me, now we see Ryu being approached from behind, by a woman. And believe it or not, this woman ends up becoming his girlfriend somewhere down the road. She shoots him, but it's not a deadly bullet, it's a tranquilizer dart. She knocks him out. And these cutscenes can be at the end of a particular act, or they can be at the beginning of an act. And there will sometimes be, well, there will almost always be multiple parts to a single act. Sometimes like 4 acts, or 4 parts, maybe just a couple parts. And here's a little story behind these statues. There are 2 statues, and they will release a demon if there is a, I think it's a lunar eclipse. And you're trying to prevent that from happening. And various people have their designs on collecting those statues. And we have moved on to stage 2. But anytime that you know where that hack and slash or a jump and slash icon is, do your best to collect it. There are other weapons, but they are not nearly as good. Anytime you attack in the air, when you do a jump attack with that slash, you will automatically lose 5 points of it. And note that you have a health meter for not only Ryu at the top right, but you also have, when you see a ladder type of setup there, you will simply be able to just press up or down and scale it or descend it. Stupid bats bob up and down. Yeah, if you have stuck yourself on a wall that you want to drop off of, just gotta hold down that stupid whatever they are. Just gotta hold down the jump button and pull away with the joystick. But sometimes you don't want to do that too much, or you'll just fall into the abyss. So sometimes you just need to rock that left and right motion on the control pad while holding down the jump button, and you'll be able to reposition yourself on the wall. Enemies that fire bullets at you, you can usually destroy those bullets with your sword. Those that blue icon that I just destroyed adds to your spirit meter, and the spirit meter is the amount of times that you can use a special weapon, or the life of it. There are blue and red of those icons, and the red ones give you more life, and there is what is called the windmill star, and that's pretty useful. It's like a boomerang, and you can just keep jumping to avoid collecting it, and it'll keep swinging around and can hit other things. But the jump and slash is best. Sometimes there are ways for enemies to just keep spawning. This is a very useful item. This is the flame, and sometimes you absolutely need to use it. And it has probably about 5 seconds of life to it. Sometimes there will be enemies in places that you cannot kill them without something like that. There will be enemies often placed in just really tough to reach places, and you'll have to know what type of weapon you're going to need. There was another opportunity to get that jump and slash. Can I make it to the boss with it? But there will also be bags that are blue and red, and they will give you bonus points, 500 or 1,000. You cannot get an extra life by reaching point values. You have to find one-up icons that are very rare. Just love that jump and slash. Boy, is it useful, but again, with any weapon, you will lose it after beating a boss. That sucks. But here's more story here. There are, like I said, bonus point bags. If they're blue, they give you 500 points. If they're red, they give you 1,000 points. There are spirit point icons. If they're blue, they give you 5 points of spirit. If they're red, they give you 10 points of spirit. And now Ryu has to meet this archaeological friend of his dad's. There is an hourglass you might be able to collect once in a great while, and it gives you 5 seconds of the enemies frozen. There is a health restoration icon. It's like a vase that gives you 5 bars of life back. There is a 1-up icon. It looks like a picture of Ryu. That gives you an extra life, and those are very rare. There's a regular throwing star. It just throws a quick little star. That takes off 3 points of your spirit meter. The windmill star, which is like the boomerang, which is really awesome, that takes off 5 points of your spirit meter. There is a flame icon that lets you shoot a series of flames upward at an angle, and that costs you 5 points of your spirit meter. The fire wheel doesn't cost you any points off your spirit meter, but it is timed. It is 5 seconds of a little shield. And the jump and slash will cost you 5 points each time you use it, and you'll use it automatically when you're jumping and you press the attack button. And here's the backstory on the statues. These cutscenes, I was just so blown away when I first saw them. I was like, wow, really? We're having an almost anime episode here. It's really, really cool. I didn't know a whole bunch about anime at that point. I was more into it a little bit later on. And now we have a thief come by and steal the one of the statues. And Ryu has to go chase him. And now this stage takes place right outside of the archaeologist's house, out in the out by the lake. Needless to say, and there I got the hourglass. Needless to say, you will die if you fall in the water. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous, but that was kind of a staple of video games at this time. Now you will notice, or maybe we already saw, that guy. That guy is the bane of Ninja Gaiden players. That eagle is a pain in the butt. He will hound you. Although sometimes you can move left or right to make him scroll off the screen and he won't bother you anymore. Sometimes. But he seems to be more petulant than you'd like him to be. And there he is again. Sometimes he's red, sometimes he's white. But there are other enemies that are just about as annoying as that stupid bird. Or that eagle. Not always will icons that you slash to get helpful items inside. Not always are the ones that are just kind of out of reach or seemingly out of reach. Not always will they get you something special. Timing is so critical in this game. Knowing when to jump across, when not to, when to take your time with something. Super important. It can definitely mean the difference of you being able to move onward or getting knocked into the abyss. Very, very tough game. And here is a really important part here. See this guy on the edge moving back and forth. Stupid eagle. Shit. Damn it. Crap. I was lucky that I got stuck there. Now, if you're very careful, you can still rock back and forth on that ledge, or on that cliff wall, and make your way back up. Like I said, you have to hold the jump button down and rock back and forth on the controller. And now here is a boss that is actually not too hard. This is supposedly the ninja that had the statues, but he looks a lot bigger than him. Alright, this guy looks a lot bigger than the one that stole the statues in the cutscene. But just watch out for the bullets that he shoots out. You can slash them with your sword. But you have to time your slash pretty well. And then you just cut him when you get the opportunity. And voila! Beat him. Now, we haven't even scratched the difficulty on Ninja Gaiden quite yet. And now he comes back to Dr. Smith, I think his name was. Dr. Smith. Not related to the one from Lost in Space. But he was attacked and he's dying. And he tells you a little bit more about the demon statues. And yeah, they can resurrect a demon that was dormant for 700 years if the statues are some about a lunar eclipse. If a lunar eclipse happens and the statues are not destroyed, then they will bring back a demon. And Dr. Smith dies. And now the CIA take Ryu with them. I was just so blown away by these awesome anime-styled cutscenes. And this is the head of the CIA. His name is Foster, or the Special Auxiliary Unit. And he turns out to be a bad guy later on in the game. Sorry to spoil it for you. But it was kind of nice to get a break from all the action and be able to watch this cutscene here. Especially when the game got brutally hard later on. Those eagles that we saw earlier, they get a lot more annoying. And then there's new enemies that are just as annoying. There's these flying ninjas that throw stars at you. Those are really annoying too. At some point I put on a very useful cheat, just because it would take me forever to beat the game straight up, and I don't want to spend like 2 hours on a video, or have a video be 2 hours long. But there's more story about how Ryu now has to go to the Amazon. I like the level designs for the different acts that you go through. There's New York streets. There's stone platforms. There's snowy mountains and a jungle. Various temples, cliffs, mountain platforms, stuff like that. But there is a guy that is intent on bringing back the demon, and his name is Jackio. I guess that's how it's pronounced. And yeah, you will have to fight him eventually. And the battle between your father and that other guy definitely gets explained further later in the game. The music by Tecmo in this game is fantastic. It's good that there are all these aesthetic and aural qualities, A-U-R-A-L, to this game, because the challenge can just be so tough that it's kind of off-putting at times. And Ryu gets dropped by plane into the Amazon jungle. If I say no, you know the answer to that. There are some kind of funny touches to the cutscenes at times. There would be other Ninja Gaiden games following this in the same action platformer vein. There's Ninja Gaiden 2, The Sword of Chaos or something. Ninja Gaiden 3, The Ancient Ship of Doom. And then the series was kind of revived in a different way, in a 3D type of way later on. And there's my hack and slash, or jump and slash. It's annoying pumas or cheetahs or something, tigers maybe. But yeah, you are definitely going to need some sort of weapon like the jump and slash when you jump down onto a platform that already has an enemy moving around. We're just going to scoot forward. I didn't put on the invincibility cheat yet. There is a cheat it not only makes you invincible, but you get to move right through enemies, which is really nice. There's that stupid eagle. Now, fortunately, if you're stuck on a wall or on a ladder, note that stupid bird keeps respawning right there. The bird cannot knock you off that wall, which is nice. Good to know. And note that I am out of spirit power to my jump and slash, so I can't use it anymore, but I will not lose that icon when I'm out of spirit power. It's good to find those red spirit point icons, because that will cost you 5 to use the slash, but it will give you 5 extra back if you collect the red ones on your spirit meter. And now we go into this cave setting, and we have the timer meter, or the hourglass icon that I picked up to give myself a little extra time. I'm almost dead here. Yeah, when you die, you start back over in the area that you were on, or stage. There's I got the jump and slash icon back, and that was a rare, very rare 1-up icon. There's only like maybe 3 or so, 3 or 4 1-up icons in the whole game, and like I said, you cannot get 1-ups by reaching certain point values. Yeah, you little bastard. Note that those guys will shoot at you after a certain amount of time. Just have to learn the nuances of the various enemies. Know that at a certain point on one of the stage, you have to remember the level layout, that the game will throw a certain enemy at a location that's difficult for you to reach. And there will be plenty of deep abysses for you to fall into. There's Jason Voorhees throwing axes at me. We're just gonna scoot forward to later parts of the stage. There's Jason again. Thought he used machetes, not axes. Ah, damn it. And here is a boss coming up. And it is these 2 living statues or something. And these guys are really not difficult. And I don't know why my jump and slash didn't work. Stay right around underneath one of the platforms. And know that sometimes the enemies will kind of jump through it a little bit. If they didn't jump solidly onto it, then they will jump off the wall and go the other way. Just sneak out here and there to get a slash on them. Really, from what I've read, only one of them can be hurt. So, as long as you have plenty of time, maybe just slash until you figure out which one can be hurt. And that was the one. And once you kill the one that can initially be hurt, then the other one can be hurt, I guess. I used to own this. I loved it. It was really awesome, but boy was it challenging. there will be some locations of the 1-up icons that you can leave the screen and then come back and collect that icon again and again and again until you run out of time and die. But that's a good way to get extra lives. I can't remember if you could get more than 10 lives, but that's a good strategy to employ. And there is Jackie-O, and you meet him face to face. Do you know what you're saying? And he's captured Irene. Her name is Irene Liu, but she ends up being Ryu's girlfriend. I don't know if they ever got married or anything during the series of Ninja Gaiden games. She's definitely not mentioned in the arcade original Ninja Gaiden. Have a nice day. Trapdoor makes him fall. Take the girl away. She is going to be a sacrifice. Well, you never see that happen. If you beat the game, you rescue her. And yeah, he's going to try to resurrect the demon. But I'm glad that we got some cooler weather today. Goodness. I've got some things I gotta do. I got my deck stained, so I got a lot of things done. But still, there's always things to do when you're a homeowner. Yeah, that red icon or orange icon that I picked up last, that's just bonus points. But if you collect it when it's blue, it's 500 points, and when you collect it when it's red, it's 1,000 points. But there will be a little placard that has Japanese writing on it, and that will give you. There's the flames that you can throw upwards at an angle. But yeah, the spirit points will give you 5 points of your spirit meter when they're blue and 10 points when they're red. That guy that throws the rolling blade is annoying too. And now we're on a cliff face. And here's an area where you have to rock the controller back and forth while you hold down the jump button in order to scale that cliff, or that wall. And there's the slash icon. The icons will disappear after a short time, so you need to here I put on a special cheat. Those icons will disappear after a short time, so you want to definitely collect them pretty soon. But there is a code that will let you go right through the enemies without taking any damage, without getting bumped backwards or anything. But yeah, key to success in this game is just kind of knowing the level layout, and this part is hard. Here you have to cling to that wall face and go back downwards, back and forth. It's so much easier to go upwards, back and forth. That eagle would have definitely hit me if I didn't have the cheat on. But that cheat is EESSSS on the Game Genie. So try to remember that. It's very, very useful. Without it, the game is really, really tough. Yeah, I hate those dogs or whatever the hell those things are. And these are the flying ninjas that shoot stars at you. They are about as annoying as the birds. But yeah, look out for a ladder on a wall. That will mean that you can leave the area that you're on. And there is one of the 1-up icons. Like I said, there's only like 3 or so, 3 maybe 4 in the whole game. So you'll want to know where they are at. Another key to doing well in this game is knowing how to get certain enemies to disappear off the screen by scrolling left or right. And know where there are going to be enemies. And I'm just about out of time. Ooh, when I'm going to face the boss and get a little time back. And this boss is called Moth. And he is super freaking hard. He cheats. He has lightning. And he has it come to his hand and he shoots it at you, and it's super fast. I don't think you can duck under the lightning. I think you'll get hit. The only way to avoid it, I believe, is jumping on a platform and jumping off just as it's about to come at you, and that platform is just above me. But I've got the cheat on, so there. Yeah, if you run out of time in this game, you are dead. We're just gonna scoot forward to me using the jump and slash. If you can manage to hold on to the jump and slash and not accidentally pick up another weapon, in which case you will lose the jump and slash and go to the new weapon. If you can manage to hold on to that jump and slash up till the point you face Moth, he is a breeze. You can just jump through him once while slashing and kill him. And now here is the revelation that Ryu's father is actually still alive. Yeah, this game was super, super impressive when it came out. I mean, those that played the arcade Ninja Gaiden knew that it was vastly different from this. It was just a simple beat 'em up. It wasn't that great a game. It was not bad, but this was so different and so interesting. Yeah, those dog things can climb back up onto the ledge if you've passed them. We'll go to this next area. Stage 6 or Act 6 altogether is super long, and it'll be the last stage of the game or act. But yeah, if you can kind of remember the layout of a stage and where some of the icons in those candles or whatever that you need to cut are, that can really help you out. If you can remember where the jump and slash is, maybe where some of the spirit meter restorers are, especially the red ones, then that can really help you. Remember where some of the eagles pop out of. Remember the places where certain enemies are put where you can't really reach them very well without collecting certain weapons that can take them out from a distance. And make sure that you don't plunge forward too quickly. Then you can do better in this game than you might have initially thought. Just don't be so hasty that you plunge forward without thinking. That eagle can have so much forward momentum that even though you think you're ready for it and you're about to slash it out of the air, it can still slam into you. But we're just going to scoot forward to various parts on this final act. Note that they recycle some of the music from earlier stages, but I'm not complaining because it's great music. Tecmo, I think, started as Tecmo in like 1986, but before that, they were known as a company called Tecon, and they made a number of arcade games. This will be the only Tecmo game on this list, I believe. Although I'll make several honorable mentions out of Tecmo games. Another one that I really liked, but not nearly as much as this one, was Rygar, and that one was totally different from the arcade version. We'll have a brief look at that during my honorable mentions list. Yeah, sometimes there'll be 3 of those dog things that drop down, and they're very annoying. I'm not sure what the nature of some of these creatures is. And now we get to meet Jackie-O. And we don't have to face him quite yet. You will have to face the Masked Devil. And guess who the Masked Devil is? Your dear old dad. Yep. But you do not have to actually attack him. In fact, it's best that you don't, because there is this thing that is controlling him, and you need to destroy that. And it's this big red sensor or something on this statue. Just keep attacking it. This game was just so cool. I had this. I was living at my mom and stepdad's house in Auburn, close to Federal Way, Washington, and we had a Nintendo, and he played the Nintendo a lot too, and we both really enjoyed this game. Had to play it a lot to get used to a lot of its difficult nuances. And this statue will spit out these protective floating things around him, and with the jump and slash, you can really quickly take out that sensor. But I will not get it now. I will have lost the jump and slash, which really sucks, because you go right to the next boss. And if you died during a boss fight, you get sent all the way back, I think at the beginning of the act, 6-1? That's just brutally unfair. And now Jackie-O tries to kill you, but your dad blocks the hit and is mortally wounded. He doesn't die right away, but he will eventually die. Your day has come, Jackie-O. Unfortunately, you do not have the jump and slash. And Jackie-O is tough. He sends these fireballs your way, and you have to avoid letting him hit you. And you have to slash Jackie-O nice and high. If you try to slash him on what almost looks like an eye, which might be like his knees joined together or something, you have to slash him a good deal higher than that. So maybe don't hit the slash button until you've reached the apex of your jump. There's Irene. Thank God you're safe. The game is still not over. Still have one more boss. And guess who the boss is? The demon statues. We've got to throw them from the temple while we've still got time, before the black moon shines, and the black moon is a lunar eclipse. Uh-oh. Looks like the demon is about to be reborn. I don't think I ever actually watched an eclipse of any sort. I'd read about them happening, but I guess I wasn't impressed enough or something. But you have to destroy the demon's head. For the most part, if you stand like right in front of where his head is, and you just keep jumping and slashing, it'll eventually come off, but it'll hurt you when it breaks off and rolls, so you have to back off and jump over it. Then you want to destroy his tail, because it's in the way of you hitting his heart. I'm guessing that's his heart. And while you're hitting his heart, those little maggots, or whatever they are, can hit you. Now we'll see the ending here, and know his father will die. And Ryu has to escape with Irene. Now I guess Irene dies like a couple times in the game's series at least, but she gets resurrected. I can't remember how. But Ryu has to leave his dad in the collapsing temple. But that's Ninja Gaiden by Tecmo in, I guess, Japan in 1988, but was released in the US in 1989. I'm just going to call it 1989, because it says so on the main screen of this game. And so, Ryu Hayabusa's father, Ken, dies. Has to get out of the temple. And we see just one wing of the temple collapse. Not the whole thing, I guess. But, yeah, the game is super difficult. If you die once during those last few boss fights, then you get forced all the way back to the beginning of Act 6-1. That is way the hell far back. There's Ryu and Irene. And you get kind of a cheesy ending here. And Irene gets a call from Foster. Her code name is Sea Swallow. And now he orders her to kill Ryu, which she's not going to do because she's in love with him. Yeah, this game is related to the Dead or Alive fighting game series. And Ryu has a sister named Ayane, I think, or something like that. And I think Irene makes some appearances in that series from time to time. Throws the communicator off the cliff. What is the payment you have already received? It's you. And she's right in front of me. Cheesy. And so they have a kiss. There was a brief anime movie, I think, of Ninja Gaiden, and showed Ryu and Irene had opened up some sort of curio shop. It had some elements from the Ninja Gaiden game in it. This one. This was, I think I mentioned earlier, this was followed by Ninja Gaiden 2, the Sword of Chaos, and Ninja Gaiden 3, the Ancient Ship of Doom, for the NES. And then decades later, or a decade plus later, they had a series like for the Xbox or something that was more of a 3D adventure game. But that's Ninja Gaiden by Tecmo in 1989 in the US, and I remember seeing the Nintendo Power magazine showcasing this, and I think they showed where all of the what all helpful items you could get from destroying the candles or lanterns or whatever icons that I think were unique to each stage or act. What all items you could get from them, and knowing that ahead of time is very, very useful, especially if you can know where the jump and slash weapon is. That is super helpful in the game. But remember, once you beat a boss, you will lose that, and you will have to find it again. And you cannot find it on, I think it was the third act. You cannot get the jump and slash. Just remember ahead of time where some of the difficult enemies are going to spawn from or be, and how to deal with them. Do not be hasty in this game. Do not plow forward. Take your time, learn how to beat certain enemies, where they're going to spawn, etc. And get that jump and slash wherever you can. And now we're going to have us a look at me losing a boss battle. And yeah, you get pushed all the way back from 6-4 to 6-1. But if you've beaten one of those final bosses, when you get back to that point, they will stay beaten, and you will just go to the next one. Yeah, I lost to the demon, and the demon, I just go back to the demon, and now I've got the jump and slash. Yeah, I lost to the demon, got pushed back to 6-1, but then I made my way all the way back here, and I don't have to face my dad or Jackie. I just go right to the demon. Well, here is the locations of various either jump and slashes or the one-up icons. And there's the jump and slash on Act 1-1, above that Coke sign. There's a jump and slash on 2-1, a jump and slash on 2-2, jump and slash and one-up on 4-1 right there, a one-up and jump and slash on 4-2 in the mine, jump and slash on 5-2, one-up on 5-3, and jump and slash on 6-1, and then a jump and slash on 6-2, and then the jump and slash on 6-3. And now we're going to look at some Game Genie codes. Infinite Time and Magic, 2 codes there that you have to put in. You can go through enemies with no damage and you don't get bumped backwards or anything. Jump and slash, you get that in lieu of picking up the shuriken, windmill, star, or fire wheel. So those are useful codes for Ninja Gaiden, created by Tecmo in 1989 for the NES, or at least in the US in 1989. This is Crazy Clemmer saying thanks for watching game number 7, Ninja Gaiden by Tecmo in 1989. I hope to see you soon for game number 6. Take it easy, everybody, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.